in today's video lecture. In last lecture we learned about the general properties of colloidal dispersion. So in today's lecture we are going to learn the optical properties of dispersion. As we know that optical property means the visibility of any dispersion, we are going to learn that with the help of several methods. So first is we are going to learn what is the Tyndall effect. Okay, as per the specification, Tyndall effect means whenever we pass a beam of light through a dispersion, it gets illuminated due to the presence of dispersed phase. So the intensity of scattering of light is depend upon the difference between refractive index of dispersed phase and continuous phase. So we are going to learn next electrical microscopy. With the help of electrical microscopy, with the help of magnification power, we can learn the size, shape and particle dimension of any dispersed phase. So after that we are going to learn the ultra microscopy. In ultra microscopy we are going to learn various dimension, various size and shape of particle with the help of ultra microscopy. So let's get started. Those who are new on my channel, they can watch my previous video by clicking on I button. There are 4 optical properties of colloidal dispersion. So those are Tyndall effect, then electron microscopy, third is ultra microscopy and light scattering. So with the help of that we are going to learn the various dimension of any dispersed phase and continuous phase. So as per Tyndall effect, whenever a beam of light is passed through a colloidal dispersion, because of presence of colloidal particles or dispersed particle in a continuous phase, the light beam get hit by that dispersed phase and it gets scattered. Okay, in the case of colloidal dispersion, therefore the scattering of light and intensity of that scattering light is depend upon the concentration or presence of dispersed phase in colloidal dispersion. So we are going to learn that Tyndall effect with the help of an example. Okay, so just pause the video and take the screenshot. So Tyndall effect, we can explain the Tyndall effect with this figure. Okay, so this is a true solution. If a beam of light is passed through a true solution, it cannot be illuminated as compared to colloidal dispersion. Why? Because in colloidal dispersion there are dispersed particles are available in that solution. Okay. Next type of colloidal dispersion, the intensity of scattering of light is depend upon refractive difference between refractive index of dispersed phase and continuous phase. Okay, what is the refractive index? There is a capacity of a medium to pass a light. Okay, so if a light is first passing through a empty space, okay, then it is going through a transparent liquid. Okay, what will happen? Because of the change in the density of medium, it gets deviated. Okay, so that is the refractive index. Every medium have their own refractive index. Okay, so liquids, all liquids, for example water have different refractive index, then oil have different refractive index. Okay, so if we mix that, if we in the colloidal dispersion we calculate the difference between the intensity of scattering light is depend upon difference between the refractive index. Okay, so next we are going to learn what is the electrical microscopy. Okay, and how we use that electrical microscopy as a optical properties. Okay, to determine the optical property. So just stop the video and take the screenshot. So next we observe next optical property is electronic microscope. With the help of electronic microscope, how do we determine the particle size, shape and nature of particle is with the help of electronic microscope. The main application of electronic microscope is their magnification power or resolution power. Electronic microscope have high resolution power, therefore we can observe size, shape and structure of any colloidal dispersion. Therefore, electronic microscope, with the help of electronic microscope, we can observe the real picture of any dispersed particle under the electronic microscope. So, just stop the video and take screenshot. So next is ultramicroscopy. So what is the ultramicroscopy? What is the principle of ultramicroscopy? When a beam of light passes through a colloidal dispersion or solution against a dark background at a plane to the observation, then the dispersed particles will appear as a bright spots. Okay. For example, if there is light source, okay, L, we consider this is a light source and this is a beam of light passed through a colloidal dispersion having dispersed particle. Okay, then and consider this, there is a dark background. Okay, so if we observe that against that dark background, we will find that there are bright spots in that solution. Okay, that bright spots are dispersed phase and other is continuous phase. Okay, so this is the principle of ultra microscopy. Okay, so with the help of ultra microscopy we can find out the particle size, shape of particle and pattern of the particle. Okay, dispersed phase. So the next is light scattering. Okay, with the help of light scattering, it is a we can observe a optical property. Okay, so take the screenshot. So next point is light scattering. Scattering can be explained in the term of turbidity. The turbidity can be calculated from the intensity of scattering light. So this is the formula to calculate the light scattering. So in that case, Hc by tau is equal to 1 by m plus 2 bc. Okay, so tau is turbidity. Okay, and c is concentration of solute. M is equal to molecular weight. B is equal to interaction constant. There is interaction between dispersed phase and continuous phase. So B is interaction constant and H is optical constant. So while observing that scattering of light, we need to use a constant. Okay, so H is optical constant. So Hc by tau is equal to 1 by m plus 2 bc is the formula to measure the light scattering intensity. So if there is any solution, presence of solution, if the dispersed phase is available in that solution, that means if we pass a light through that solution, it gets scattered because of presence of dispersed phase. Okay, so we can say that it is a turbidity. So because of the turbidity, the light gets scattered. So the intensity of that scattering of light is measured with that equation. So light scattering is a property of optical property of colloidal dispersion. So pause the video and take the screenshot. This is kinetic properties of colloidal dispersion. As we know that we already learned several general property, after that optical property, and now thirdly we are going to learn what are the kinetic properties of colloidal dispersion. So the first property, kinetic property of any colloidal dispersion is Brownian motion. What is the Brownian motion? There are continuous collision between a dispersed phase and continuous phase. So the dispersed particles are surrounded by the dispersion or continuous phase and continuously hit by their surrounding liquid molecules or surrounding continuous phase. For example, that is dispersed phase. Okay, if we consider that is dispersed phase, and okay, surrounded by molecules of dispersed medium. Okay, so that dispersed molecule is continuously hit by surrounding continuous phase, but at a certain point that rhythm get disturbed. Okay, that means, for example, that suspended particle hit only by that surrounding molecules, at that same time other molecule cannot hit that suspended particle. Okay, so it get a random motion to that dispersed phase. So that random motion of dispersed particle during the colloidal dispersion is called as Brownian motion. Okay, so there are continuous collision between the colloidal particles and molecules of dispersion medium. So this is called as Brownian motion. In next lecture we are going to learn several other kinetic properties of colloidal dispersions. Okay, for example, diffusion, then osmosity, viscosity, then electrical properties of colloidal dispersion. In electrical properties of colloidal dispersion, we are going to learn the electrophoresis and electrical double layer. So just take the screenshot. Now this is the end of today's video. Now we are going to take a quick recap of today's video lecture. So in today's video lecture we learned the optical properties of colloidal dispersion. In that we learned that first optical property of colloidal dispersion is Tyndall effect. After Tyndall effect, what is the Tyndall effect? Tyndall effect is when a beam of light is passed through a colloidal dispersion, it gets illuminated due to the presence of dispersion. Okay, dispersed phase in continuous phase. So the intensity of that scattering of light is depend upon the difference between refractive index of dispersed phase and dispersion medium. So next we learn about the electrical microscopy. In the electrical microscopy, the most important feature of electrical microscopy is magnification, resolution. So we can actually view the shape and size of particle and the actual particle under the electronic microscopy. So after that we learn that the ultra microscopy. Okay, in ultra microscopy we learn that the principle of ultra microscopy is when a beam of light pass through a colloidal dispersion or solution against a dark background at a plane of observation, it brightens the dispersed particles as a bright spot. Okay, so it can be observed, we can observe that bright spot and we can determine the optical properties of that dispersion. After that we learn that scattering, light scattering. So light scattering is determined in the term of turbidity. Okay, so turbidity, that means the intensity of light scattering is depend upon the concentration of dispersed phase. So we can learn that with the help of particular equation. After that, we learn the kinetic property of dispersion. So what are the kinetic property of dispersion? We learn. So first kinetic property is Brownian motion. What is the Brownian motion? A dispersed medium is surrounded by other continuous phase, and that dispersed medium is continuously hit by surrounding dispersion medium at a particular rhythm, but at a certain point of time that rhythm get disturbed and it gives a particular motion or particular random motion to that dispersed particle. So that random motion is called as Brownian motion. In next lecture we are going to learn the further part of today's video lecture. So those who are new on my channel, they can watch my previous video by clicking on I button, and if you like today's video, please hit the like button and please okay, thanks.